Hello everyone! Today is Wednesday, which means it's time for another episode of Word Wednesday. I'm ZsjaZsja and you're watching ZsjaZsja Live. Today we are continuing our discussion for August on dealing with anger. Our focus for today is on forgiveness. Oftentimes in our society and even in movies or on TV, there's kind of this assertion that when we feel wronged by someone, that other person has to somehow earn our forgiveness. And then if we do decide to forgive that person, we kind of feel that we did that person a favor somehow by choosing to forgive them. Although this logic may be pleasing in our own eyes, God has a different perspective. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 through 5, it says, "Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when there's a log in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye."
If that's not telling us, I don't know what is.
In short, we have no right not to forgive. God is the ultimate judge, not us. Whether we realize it or not, we're passing judgment on every person that we refuse to forgive and hold a grudge against. God is basically telling us here in Matthew chapter 7 that the energy that we spend being angry and hating another person and pointing out their faults and their transgressions would actually be better spent looking inward to ourselves and recognizing our own shortcomings. And at that point, allowing God to mature us by studying His Word, so that then we can go and be of assistance to that same person that we once shunned. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 and 32 says, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you." When we release bitterness and malice, we free ourselves. There's suddenly no room for anger. We're not doing the other person a favor by choosing to forgive. We are showing the love of God to that other person, and we're also releasing happiness and joy and peace into our own lives. That's why when Peter came to Jesus and asked in Matthew chapter 18, verse 21, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times? And then look what Jesus says. "I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. So what exactly does that mean?
It means we keep on forgiving and keep on forgiving and keep on forgiving some more.
Because that's exactly what Christ does for us. Luke chapter 6, verse 37 says, "Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Thanks again for tuning in to this episode of Word Wednesday. As always, I pray that this episode was a blessing to you and an encouragement to you. And I certainly hope to see you next Word Wednesday, where we'll be wrapping up our discussion on dealing with anger. I'm ZsjaZsja, and this has been ZsjaZsja Live. And I certainly hope to see you next Word Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Yes, there's one thing I know is so, and that one thing is this: my God that lives within my heart loves me very much. He lifts me up when life's storms are blowing me down.